Welcome back, children, to our Class 10 Political Science, Chapter 6 Political Parties. Today, we will be covering the fourth part of this lesson. Now, before we start with our journey, let us have a quick recap on whatever we have covered in our previous videos. We had seen why do we need political parties, the meaning of the political parties and three components of the political parties. Then we had seen the functions of the political parties and also about how many parties should we have, whether one party system, two party system or multi-party system. While understanding these party system, we had also tried to understand the merits and demerits or the advantages and disadvantages of these party system. Today we will try to understand about the national political parties and the state parties. How do they play an important role in the democracies that follow a federal system? Children, democracies that follow a federal system all over the world usually tend to have two kinds of political parties. That is, parties that are present in only one of the federal units, and secondly, the parties that are present in several or all units of the federation. Now, same is the condition with India as well. There are some countrywide parties which are called as national parties. Now, these parties have their units in various states. But on the whole, all these units follow the same policies, programs and strategies that is decided at the national levels. Every political party in the country has to register with the Election Commission. The Election Commission treats all the parties equally. It offers some special facilities to the large and established parties. Now, these parties are given a unique symbol, that is, the official candidates of the party can use that election symbol. Parties that get this privilege and some other special facilities are recognized by the Election Commission for this purpose. That is the reason why these parties are called as the recognized political parties. The Election Commission has laid down the detailed criteria that there should be a particular proportion of votes and seats that a party must get in order to be a recognized party. Now, when a party secures at least 6% of the total votes in a legislative assembly of a state and wins at least 2 seats, then it is recognized as a state party. Similarly, when a party secures at least 6% of the total vote in the Lok Sabha election or in the assembly elections in 4 states in the Lok Sabha, then it is recognized as a national party. According to this classification, there are 6 national recognized parties in the country as per 2006. They are the Indian National Congress INC, Bharatiya Janata Party BJP, Bahujan Samaj Party BSP, Communist Party of India CPI, Communist Party of India Marxist CPIM and the National Congress Party NCP. Now let us learn something about each of these parties. So the first one is the Indian National Congress INC, created in the year 1885. It was first created by A.O. Hume. Therefore, he was called as the father of the Indian National Congress. And the others who joined in the process of the making of INC were Dadabhai Naoroji and Sir Dinshaw Edulji Wacha. Now, over 15 million Indians were involved in its organizations. It is popularly known as a Congress party today. It is one of the oldest parties of the world, and this party has experienced many splits in the course of time. This party has played a dominant role in the Indian politics at the national as well as at the state level for several decades after India got its independence. Under the leadership of Jawaharlal Nehru, the party sought to build a modern secular democratic republic in India. It was a ruling party at the center till 1977 and then from 1980 to 1989. But after 1989, due to many scams like Bofors scam, the Bhopal gas tragedy and so on, its support started declining. But it continues to be present throughout the country. This party neither follows the ideology of the rightists, that is, the people who believe in the conservative and the traditional ideas, the ideas of capitalism and so on. Neither it believes in the ideology of the leftists, that is, the people who believe in the socialist and the communist ideology. In fact, the Congress party is said to be a centrist party in its ideological orientation. This party supports secularism and welfare of the weaker sections and minorities. It supports the economic reforms but with human face. In 2004 Lok Sabha election, this party was emerged as the largest party with 145 members and was ruling as the UPA coalition government at the center. After this, there were two more elections, the Lok Sabha elections, and today there are only 55 members in the Indian National Congress Party. Next is Bharatiya Janata Party or BJP. In the year 1951, in order to give justice to Kashmir, or we can say to solve the Kashmir issues, Shyama Prasad Mukherjee had formed a party named as Janasangha. Later, during the emergency period in the country, which was imposed by the then the Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, this Janasangha got support of many parties and was renamed as Janata Party. And then in 1977, Janata Party could defeat Congress in the Lok Sabha election. But in 1979, a midterm poll took place and a result of it was Janata Party was defeated. After that, this party was completely dissolved. Then the leaders of this party, that is the leaders of Janata Party, they formed another party in the year 1980 and was called as Bharatiya Janasangha or Bharatiya Janata Party. In the year 1984, it could win only 2 seats in the parliament. But with the issues like Ram Janma Bhoomi, it started emerging as one of the powerful parties in the country. This party wants to build a strong and modern India by taking inspirations from the Indians' ancient culture and values. The cultural nationalism, that is Hindutva, was an important element in its conception of Indian nationhood and politics. This party wanted full territorial and the political integration of Jammu and Kashmir with India. And this desire could be fulfilled in 2019 with the removal or abdication of Article 370. Then, this party also wants a uniform civil code for all the people living in the country, irrespective of religion. Not only that, but also a ban on religious conversions, that is, converting the Hindus into Christianity or Muslims. Because this is also one of our major issues in India. Now, BJP's support base increased substantially in the 1990s. Earlier, it was limited to the north and west and to the urban areas. The party expanded its support in the south, east, and the northeast, and also in the rural areas. BJP came to the power in 1998 as the leader of the NDA alliance, including several states and the regional parties, but lost in 2004 and 2009 Lok Sabha election and served as an opposition party in the Lok Sabha. BJP with the NDA alliance won the Lok Sabha election in 2014 and 2019 and is at present serving as the ruling party at the center. Now it is Bahujan Samaj Party, that is BSP. This party was formed in the year 1984 under the leadership of Kanshi Ram. The present supremo of this party is Mayawati. This party seeks to represent and secure the power for the Bahujan Samaj, which includes Dalits, Adivasis, OBCs, and the religious minorities. BSP is inspired from the teachings and ideas of Shahu Maharaj, Mahatma Phule, Periyar Ramaswamy Naikar, and Baba Saheb Ambedkar. There wasn't any political agenda in the formation of this political party, but it only stands for the cause of securing the interest and the welfare of the Dalits and the oppressed people. It has its main base in the state of Uttar Pradesh and then the substantial presence in the neighboring states like Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Uttarakhand, Delhi, and Punjab. The party formed the government in Uttar Pradesh several times by taking the support of different parties at different times. In the Lok Sabha elections held in 2004, it polled out about 5% votes and secured 19 seats in the Lok Sabha. In 2009, it could secure 21 seats. In 2014, it could not secure a single seat. But in 2019, it could secure 10 seats, again with the help of other party. Now the next is Communist Party of India, that is CPI. Children, after the Red Revolution that took place in 1917 in Russia, throughout the world they started the formation of the Communist Party. Similarly, even in India in the year 1925, the Communist Party of India, that is CPI, was formed. This party believes in Marxism, Leninism, secularism, and democracy. It opposes the forces of secessionism and communalism. It accepts parliamentary democracy only as a means to promote the interest of working class, farmers, and the poor. This party became weak after the split in the party in 1964, which led to the formation of CPIM. Its significant presence can be seen in the states of Kerala, West Bengal, Punjab, Andhra Pradesh, and Tamil Nadu. But its support base has gradually declined over the years. It secured about 1.4% vote and 10 seats in 2004 Lok Sabha election. 2009 it secured 4 seats. 2014 it could secure only 1 seat, and 2019 election only 2 seats. This party advocates the coming together of all the parties to build a strong left front. The Communist Party of India, Marxist, that is CPIM. Now, this party was founded in 1964. Like CPI, this party also believes in Marxism and Leninism ideology, and also supports socialism, secularism, and democracy. But it opposes imperialism and communalism. For the purpose of securing the objective of socio-economic justice in India, this party accepts democratic elections as a peaceful and helpful means. It enjoys a strong support in West Bengal, Kerala, and Tripura, especially among the poor factory workers, farmers, agricultural laborers, and the intelligentsia, that is, the intellectuals. This party is critical of the new economic policies that allows a free flow of foreign capital and goods into the country. CPIM was in power in West Bengal without any break for 30 years. In 2004 election, it won about 6% of the votes and 43 seats in the Lok Sabha. At that time, without joining the government, it supported the UPA government from outside. In 2009, it secured 16 seats. In 2014, 9 seats were secured, and in 2019 it could secure only 3 seats. Now it is the Nationalist Congress Party, NCP. This party was formed in the year 1999 after the split in the Congress Party. 3 ministers, that is Sharad Pawar, P.S. Sangma, and Tariq Anwar, had formed this party. This party supports democracy, Gandhian secularism, equity, social justice, and federalism. According to this party's ideology, the high offices in government should be given to the natural born citizens of the country. It is a major party in Maharashtra and also has a significant presence in Meghalaya, Manipur, and Assam. It is a coalition partner in the state of Maharashtra in alliance with the Congress. Since 2004, it has become a member of UPA alliance also. In 2004, it secured 9 seats. In 2009, also it secured 9 seats. 2014, it could secure 6 seats. And in 2019 election, it could secure only 5 seats. At present, it has formed a government in Maharashtra in alliance with Shiv Sena and Congress. Now children, other than these 6 parties, there are some major parties of the country which are classified by the Election Commission as the state parties, commonly referred as the regional parties. Though they are referred to as the regional party, but not necessary to be regional in their ideology or outlook. Some are all India parties that have been successful only in some states. Parties like Samajwadi Party, Samata Party, and Rashtriya Janata Dal Party have a national level political organizations with the units in several states. Some of these parties like Biju Janata Dal, Sikkim Democratic Front, and Mizo National Front are conscious about their state identity. Over the last 3 decades, the number and the strength of these parties has expanded. This has made the Parliament of India politically more and more diverse. Not a single national party is able to secure majority on its own in Lok Sabha. Therefore, the national parties are compelled to form alliances with the state parties. Since 1996, nearly every one of the state parties has got an opportunity to be a part of one or the other national level coalition government. Now, this has contributed to the strengthening of federalism and democracy in our country. Now, this is a map that shows the regional parties in the different states of our country as on 6th January 2007. And these are some of the regional parties with their symbols. So, children, with this, we come to an end in understanding the national parties and the state parties of India. And also, we can understand that they are all the crucial political parties for the working of democracy. Now, in the next part of our chapter, we will try to understand what are the challenges to the political parties and how can the political parties be reformed. Till then, children, go through your chapter well and have a good day.